Hi everyone, and welcome to my quick demonstration about how to use a custom Wikibase with Siegfried. Wikibase is an extension of Wikimedia. Wikibase is the platform that is used by Wikidata. Enabling the use of a custom Wikibase with Siegfried extends the work that we have done with the Wikidata integration. Using a custom Wikibase allows you to use custom signature definitions. There are other benefits that we will look at later as well. I am running Wikibase from a Docker image, which is available on GitHub. Other viewers of this video might have the opportunity at the end of this year to use wikibase.cloud. Wikibase.cloud will allow you to run a Wikibase for yourself. It is a hosted platform, but it is only open to invitation currently. This is the front page of my custom Wikibase. The Wikibase itself contains only enough information to allow Siegfried to be able to use the data here and create a signature definition. We have the properties exact match, encoding, relative to, stated in, retrieved, file extension, media type, file format identification pattern, instance of, and offset. We will see how some of these are employed when we look at a signature definition later. We have items. Some of these items are also needed for Siegfried to be able to build a signature file. We have file format, pronom internal signature, beginning of file, end of file, and another format registry. We will see how those are employed later on as well. We also have a handful of format definitions. We can see that ff2ff is another example of a file format. It is an instance of file format. We have given it a media type. We have given it a file extension, and we have a file format identification pattern. Siegfried will use the query service to download data from this Wikibase. We can look at the results from the query service. The information you see here will all be part of the signature definition file once it is downloaded. To enable Siegfried to connect to a custom Wikibase, a custom wikibase.sparkle file is needed, which will look something like this. There is more information about this in the Wikidata documentation. Special properties also have to be defined for Siegfried to be able to work with this information. The first step in connecting to a custom Wikibase is to run Roy harvest, providing arguments to the Wikidata query service associated with the endpoint and the Wikibase URL. The Wikibase URL is needed because this is how we connect to the Wikimedia API to provide provenance information. As there is not a lot of data associated with this Wikibase, harvest does not take a long time. To create a signature file that Siegfried can then use, we need to run Roy build. I will run Wikidata debug so that we can see linting messages and no pronom because we don't want to connect any of the format definitions with any of the data from the pronom signature. This also will not take a long time with so little data. We have two linting messages, two warnings for two different records. Now that we have built a signature file, Siegfried can use this information. Here we have some sample files. If we run Siegfried, we will get identification results for these files. We can see in the results, each of the results have identifications. Fits, for example, has a byte match. Baseball.ff2 has an extension match and a byte match. We can also see some provenance information. We also have a permalink to our registry. Here we have a snapshot of our record as it was downloaded to create the signature definitions file. Let's have a brief look at that signature definitions file. The signature definitions file is stored in Siegfried Home under Wikidata. It contains the endpoint from which we downloaded this information. It contains the Sparkle results from the Wikidata endpoint. We also have provenance information that has been collected from the Wikimedia API. In the provenance information, you can see the date that the record was last modified, a permalink to that record, and we have a revision history of the last 5 edits. We can also see this information if we use Roy's inspect function. And here is the information for you to review. You can see information about the format name, MIME type, the source of the information, the permalink which we've just accessed, and the last 5 lines of the edit history. Given that brief demo, let's have a look at the benefits of using a custom Wikibase with Siegfried. Using a custom Wikibase, you can have file format signature definitions specific to your institution. You can have descriptive information about file formats that might not appear on Wikidata. You can also tailor the way in which that data is displayed. You can have granular identification, for example, using byte sequences to identify characteristics of file formats. You can record assessments and descriptions of formats within your collection. You can structure data in a way that can be easily imported into Wikidata. You can structure and group signatures in a way that can be sent to Pronom. Your signature definitions are going to be immediately available for you to use. This is also possible with Wikidata, but there's a huge amount of data to be downloaded when you do it that way. There are other opportunities for modeling. For example, you can start to think about how you might model preservation action registry information. We also have to model container signatures yet. As a linked open data platform, one of Wikibase's greatest achievements is its user interface for both editing and viewing. There's nothing available yet that can do what Wikibase does. If you would like further information about this topic, you can have a look at the OPF presentation that I presented alongside Kat Thornton from Yale University Libraries in December of last year. Thank you for watching.